In lieu of a structured essay, I'll be submitting a video essay with the outline attached. In this reflection, I'd like to talk about how this course coincided with my own life trajectory. I was a political science student from 2008 to 2012. I grew up with the first Obama campaign and the ideals of the West Wing. Hope, change, things were great. It was a wonderful time to be a political science student. I was active on campaigns. I protested environmental causes. I was part of the Occupy movement. But I was arrogant, and I spoke at people. I had an inability to listen. I was kind of a jerk, even despite being an idealist. When I got out of school, life happened, and I became more of a cynic. I realized I was a political science student that didn't like politics. I don't like the slog of bureaucracy and the wasted emotional energy of one side winning. I was still arrogant and I was still a jerk, but this time I was just negative. When things got better, I started to improve. I devoted myself to listening, to understanding, to growing, to understanding emotional awareness. And I read books such as How to Win Friends and Influence People and The Lost Art of Listening. I spent more time outside, kayaking, biking, hiking. I took courses. I became a wilderness first responder. I joined Toastmasters to practice my emotional intelligence and to become a better listener and communicator. With this, I struggled to find the balance between naive idealism and toxic cynicism, trying to find tangible solutions to issues, and I wanted to be more of service to others and to the world. How does this all relate to this course? I came into this course pugnacious. I came in questioning the ethics and the rationale behind their stances, not fully agreeing with not messing with wildlife or defecating outdoors, which is something I find gross and I don't want to do. But I wasn't happy with my behavior during the first week. It reminded me of the cynic old ways. The second week, and through just listening to Sarah talk and her magnetism, radiating positive, hopeful energy, and the reminder that we're here to listen, not to persuade or to enforce. We're educators. And we're here to be of service to others and to our planet. That renewed me. And in the second week, I tried to be more positive, tried to practice these listening skills that I've been working on, trying to be the better version of myself. Now, and I'm better for it. And I'm eternally grateful for this course and for Sarah and the way she taught it. I stopped questioning and I started to listen more. Now on this, I would like to talk about some of the connections I made, some of the insights that I had, and in no particular order. Some of these connections I've made. The experience was unlike school, because this was practical. It taught me the how and why. It taught me how we teach things. And it also taught me why, the ethics, the morals, the principles behind why there is Leave No Trace. These writings were incredible. These essays were a great insight into the ethics of it. That idealism is something, and ethics is something that we strive for, but we often fall short, and that's okay. And I was remembered of that. It's shooting for the moon, and it's okay if we don't always meet it. We're not enforcers. It taught me how to communicate, which is rarely done as a political science student, and I think says a lot about politics. But this course reminded me that it's my role to listen. It was breaking my cynicism. My voice may be a valuable tool, but the best skill I have is the ability to listen to others, to commute and to connect with them, to bring them in. attraction, not promotion. What was so great about this course is that it felt real, practical, meaningful. Again, not something you ever experienced as a political science student. I could see how my actions and my role as a role model and as an educator have real world consequences. Help others and help parks and help people and help the planet. I love this because it took hard science, recreation ecology, botany, geology, other things, and made the implications tangible and part of something larger. This is ethics backed by science, which bioethics is as well, but journalistic ethics and government ethics are rarely backed by science. As I've grown older, I've become more inspired by science. Carl Sagan has had a massive influence on me. And the science part of this and the second part of the course really showed me like, oh, this is real. And it made me feel like Carl. It reminded me that charisma can touch people, that education can touch people that might not ever experience the outdoors. And it can bring people in, and it can connect all people, and that it's critically important to be inclusive, equitable, to understand and to include others. And that by doing that, that justice and equality are critically tied to climate action. I loved that there was a myriad of ways to learn. There's different learning styles. There's a pyramid of learning and understanding. And this section was fascinating, and I learned a great deal from, and I would like to learn more about it. It was very inclusive, and I want to know more. Role model. Be a role model. Always be aware of my actions and what I'm doing, and set an example. I just remember that teaching is incredibly difficult. From top to bottom, it is really difficult. Thank goodness for all the activity resources that we have. I'm bad at activities, and again, is listening and including others instead of lecturing at them. I'm grateful for the cards. They help me remember things. Just being an educator is so important, and I learned so much from that, and it changed me. It broke that cynicism, that ice, that barrier that I had coming in. I remembered and I learned that the less I speak, the more I listen, the more I learn. Sarah knows more than I do. Leave No Trace knows more than I do. Others know more than I do. It's humbling. And the more I learn, the more I can give to others. The more I listen, the more I can be of service. This whole course, this whole long-winded essay, it's about change. I've changed. I'm less negative. I'm less cynical. I'm open to new ideas. I'm open to learning. This course was humbling. It reminded me of all that is good in others, all that is good in the world, the positive lessons I've learned, and that there is still good in me and in others. Ethics is an ideal. The practice follows someone in the middle, and that's okay. Leave No Trace is not black and white. We strive for idealism without being cynics when we fail to meet it. We educate and listen. We don't enforce or coerce. Leave No Trace is evolving and getting better with more knowledge and more resources. And with age, it always gets better. And I can say the same about myself. Sincerely, thank you, Sarah. You are like no one that I've really ever experienced. Thank you for listening to this. This is the best I have at this moment for reflection. I'm going to stop speaking now.